on to you Libras, you have the 6 of Raphael, the Chariot, and then you have the 7 of Michael. 6 of Raphael, 6 of Cups, same thing. So you have somebody, you know, the stupid people coming back because, you know, here they go. They're thinking about how you did them right, but they so caught up in the game. Anyway, a lot of you don't really want them. You Libras, they're coming back, and you Libras are like, nah, they good, right? It's a dub. You don't want anything to do with them. It's their loss. They took a L on this one because you Libras don't want to have them back. And why would you? All you Libras were trying to do was show them that somebody cares about them. Because like here's the thing, you could see when you develop a certain level of an eye, you can see when someone doesn't have other people to care about them. They have like fake friends, fake family members, and people that just take and take and take, and they don't even have the consideration to even give back. But then it looked goofy because when they do find someone that is willing to give to them or share, then they end up betraying those people that's been given to them and sharing. That's how stupid it is. And so that's the type of time that they're on. For you Libras, you probably scared them because of the fact that they weren't really accustomed to really having to really, really having anything. Or it's a situation for you Libras where this is also about how you Libras are also in a place where you Libras are the kind of energy that you came to them with, the amount of pressure that you applied to them, they're not accustomed to having to do. That challenges them to get out of their super comfort zone, right? The ability to where they just sit back, feel comfortable, don't do anything. And so a lot of you a lot of you Libras, you challenge them. They don't like that. They didn't like that from the past, but yet here and still they're back. They're coming back, reaching out, trying to say what's up. But you don't want it. You Libras don't want to have anything to do with them. You want nothing to do with them because you already did that. You've been there. You got the t-shirt, right? Why would you Libras decide to go back to that? And so now you have the Epiphany and the 7 of Ariel. So the Epiphany represents how you Libras are in a place now where, again, you had that realization. You figured it out. Like I've been saying, you figured it out. If a person is listen, you Libras understood it. That, again, what I was saying when I said that just because two people like each other doesn't necessarily mean that they'll always work out, because there's things that come into play with that. And I've talked about this before. Like, I got to go to the chart to show y'all, to give you a representation of what I'm talking about. When people can really only be together and be in a real functional relationship when two people get here. The divine femme, the divine masc. When two people get here, right? So why that's so important is most people will never get here. Most people will be here and down. This is where the majority of the planet is operating from. People don't want to go 50-50. That's here. People don't want to be in love. That's here. You start talking about love, people getting scared and doing all this other kind of goofy stuff. That's here. All of that is here. What happens is that once you've learned these lessons down here and you understand enough, what happens is you go from here, travel through this, and then you get to here. And then you get to here, and then you get to here. That's last. But when you travel through this successfully, and then you get to here, and you get to here, and get to here, when you travel through this is when it is that you lose the ego. You understand what love is about. You understand that it's not about controlling anybody. And then when you get to here, this is understanding. Now you know, or you understand how to put that into practice, how to apply that. Because when you start talking about understanding is something that's lived. And then you get to the right, and guess what? This is understanding. Yes, this is Bina or Bina, but it's also another name for it is understanding. And then you get to here, which is Chokma, which is wisdom, right? So this is knowledge. Excuse me, this is mercy, right? But then when they say wisdom is knowledge and wisdom, right? Excuse me, knowledge and understanding, right? This right here would be like no, excuse me. This would be like knowledge, right? And then you get to understanding, right? Knowledge and understanding equals wisdom, because you have to know something from a book perspective, then live it, then you get the wisdom that come with that. Most people don't even know what they're talking about when they experience love, because they're still looking at love from a perspective of a selfish, egocentric perspective. What does this have to do with you? Well, it has everything to do with you, Libras, because again, this is about how you, Libras, you understand it. What these people are experiencing is fear. They like you, but the thing is that they can't break out of their shell. That's what the shyness thing is about. It's a person that's dubbing you because they don't even want to try to break out of their shell. So it ends up being unfair to you, Libras, or to anyone, because of the fact that you've gotten over your shell and you're showing them love, you're showing them respect. But what it actually ends up happening with you is it ends up being a parasitic relationship, because you're not actually getting a lot of the value that you're giving, right? You're giving 70, but all you are actually receiving is 30. You're giving 80, you're giving 90, you're giving 95. All you're getting is 5, 10, 15, or 20, right? And so what's happening is you're actually settling for less. And that's what the Epiphany and the Seven of Ariel is about. You have this person who is coming back because life is kicking them in the butt. Life is kicking them in the butt. What's happening is that they either haven't found anybody as good as you, or they've been single. And so what happens is that they've been running around, maybe potentially playing all these games, and those people have been worse to them, nowhere near understanding. They telling them anything. They telling them that they love them just to have some romantic fun, do whatever. Or those people are using the fact that those people will do this to other people. Because the truth of the matter is, that's why it is that a lot of the dating aspect is so messed up. Because you have people who are desired or wanted by a lot of people who are really using this thing to their own benefit, because they know who's actually fit for them, but they're denying that. And so it's a situation where the vast majority of people lose. Statistically, everybody loses. There's really, I'm talking about statistically. Of course, actuality, people win, but statistically, everybody loses, because, and so a lot of you Libras understand that. So now the Three of Gabriel and the Change Your Life now represents how you Libras, you see yourself as a catch, and you are a catch. And a lot of you Libras are carrying yourselves as a catch. You're not just going to wait around for someone who is playing games to make up their mind. You know what I'm saying? They have to make up their mind. They are an adult. Like you Libras made up your mind. There was a point in time where they had your attention. You Libras wanted them, right? They blew that. So now the Change Your Life now is now from the perspective of how you Libras are in a, hold on, you Libras are now in a position where you Libras, y'all are doing y'all thing, right? You've changed your life. You've learned from your mistakes. Those investments are still looking good. A lot of you Libras have still processed how you felt about people playing games with you, because from what I'm seeing, you Libras wouldn't have even have held on so to any degree if these people would have told you straight up they wasn't feeling you like that. No, they hot and cold with it. You Libras trying to get at them, talk to them. One minute they're cool, the next minute they're not. So now or they're making issues. They're making situations happen that's not supposed to happen. Things happening, And you Libras are trying to figure out, why is this person wilding like this? I get it. And so now you have the Eight of Gabriel and you have the Ten of Ariel. You understand that your value is more than that. And so now, and you're doing well. And now the Eight of Gabriel and the Empress, which is Libra, Empress is Libra. You showed up in your own reading. The Eight of Gabriel represents you don't want to have anything to do with them. You feel me? They may be, the mere fact that they thought that they could dub you that hard, that disrespectfully, and then they come back to it and have you Libras be like, oh yeah, we're cool, don't worry about it, we're okay. No. The Empress represents now you don't want to have anything to do with them, and they have to be okay with that. And you're right. You're right. See, this is why I was trying to say, forget about the moralism, because the moralism is the stuff that's getting y'all caught up. Why am I saying that? Because people, right, who are working an agenda will tell you, you Libras are messed up. You Libras are messed up. Not the fact that these people played games with you and was dubbing you while you were trying to be in a relationship with them and do right by them. They're not messed up. No, in these people's delusional worlds and their intellectual dishonesty, you're messed up. And so again, we're living in a world where people's mentality or people's concept of righteousness is warped. So you're going to end up looking like the adversary no matter what you do, right? So let's clarify the Empress. Queen of Cups, Eight of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, and then you Libras also have the Strength card to clarify the Empress, which is Libra, right? So you, the Queen of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles, right? A lot of you are not making moves unless it makes sense. And I don't mean dollars per se. I'm talking about if it's not a good option, you Libras don't want to have anything to do with it. And you're right. Why would you want to be in a relationship with somebody who's not a very good option? You can't take these people anywhere. You sitting in your car, and you get into a whole argument with this person. The argument is useless. The person just wants to turn you up and turn you down like a dial and all this goofy nonsense or whatnot. No, these are stupid games. What is going on? And so a lot of you Libras understand that you're worth more than that. You're tired of people playing with your temperament. You know, you're tired of people doing stuff to get you on your nerves because it's stupid. What, at the end of the day, truth be told, what value does that bring? You know, Musashi Miyamoto, one of the greatest samurais of all time, said, because I read his book, The Five Rings, he said, don't do anything that is unnecessary. This nonsense, that's what irritates me about the bickering and arguing that's unnecessary, because I understand that this is unnecessary. You Libras haven't actually done anything wrong. That's the stupidity in it. It's uselessness. It's the fact that they want to do little stupid, goofy stuff, but at your expense and their own expense, because they end up wasting their own time too. And so a lot of you Libras understand, no, you're not going to do this. The Ten of Swords and the Strength card right here represents how a lot of you are in a place where you're letting them do their own thing. You're letting them sink. You're letting them do their own thing. If whatever situation that they made for themselves, that's on them. You're not wasting any more of you Libras' time trying to give them a second chance or maybe even a third chance to do what? For them to dub you again, talking about, I'm shy. Once again, the shyness means they have not gotten over themselves. Because how come they pick and choose who and where they're shy with? The people whom they shouldn't be shy to, I'm just shy. The people who they should be shy to, the people that they have no business being around, the people whom they should be playing games with, the people who they should be giving the runaround with, chasing, having those people chase their tail, those people that wouldn't cherish them, they don't do that. They offer, oh, take it, have me. That's why it's stupid. And so you Libras understand how stupid it is. The Strength card represents, again, you respectfully, nah. So that's it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. We at 25,940 subscribers. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. If you want to come through and get a personal reading, you should, maybe, whenever you want to. The link to that is in the comment section below, called the Linktree link. Peace. Have a good one.